Today we're looking at woke people. You cringe, you lose. Let's get it started.
Language is Gigi Wewadam Ukwe, or in English, speaks with a clear and loud voice woman. I'm a member of the White Earth Nation, and my family is the Wolf Clan.
Oh my god. What did she just say?
I bet. You ready for a real name? Peggy Flanagan.
My pronouns aren't preferred, they are mandatory. Do not purposefully misgender trans people. You do not get to decide how someone identifies. My pronouns aren't preferred, they are mandatory.
Oh my god. Yo. It feels like my headphones just put a rod through my head. I can't listen to this. This is insane. I had this there's this student at university. She was like, "Oh, I identify as him." Yeah, she was like, "I identify as he, him. This is my name." I'm like, "Huh. A couple of weeks ago, your name was not that." And she got so mad. And I was like, "All right, I just can't talk to her."
If kids are hungry,
I couldn't play charades with them. I'm like, "Bro, we're in college. I'm not playing this with you."
in school, what that does to brain and learning, you're not going to learn to read. So
Whoa, what? When Laws says tampons in boys' bathrooms is about learning to read and closing gaps. What are we gonna do with that? No, seriously, what are we gonna do with that? Like, if in desperate situations, if there's no toilet paper, not even a roll, I'm gonna use one of them to wipe my ass.
if you're talking about learning to read and closing gaps, then you better take away the barriers for that. If that's tampons, then that's tampons.
People who have testicle keychains hanging off the back of their trucks.
My high school bully with internalized homophobia.
The old man who asks where I'm really from.
My ex who definitely does not understand the female reproductive system.
Anyone who's ever wronged Taylor Swift.
Okay. So you want to cancel the other teams or other parties' votes, make your votes count, and you're saying it's unfair and it's rigged when your party loses. That makes no sense.
The girl from summer camp who's now a conspiracy theorist.
The guy on the subway who manspreaded 2 seats.
Whoever this guy is that keeps DMing me for feet pics.
Okay, this guy can't be real. This has to be satire.
Cousin who wrestles 30 to 50 feral hogs in his backyard every day.
My coworker who's constantly in trouble.
Hannah, wait, are you talking about me over there?
Oh, okay. It's partially satire.
And before I continue
What is that?
this set, I want you to know that my pronouns are he, him, and that bitch.
Oh my god. Bro, I definitely lost this challenge 17 times already. It's impossible.
And I will be respected as such.
How old were
Bro, I don't know how much you gotta pay me to go to an event like that. I can't. I'm speechless right now. Hold on.
you when you started?
I was about 12 when I started on puberty blockers.
What did your parents say?
My parents were really resistant originally, and they were pretty strongly believing that I was.
Whoa, hold on. Okay, at 12. I thought it said 1 to 2 years old. I was like, whoa, hold on. 1 to 2 years old? You were negotiating with your parents at 1 to 2 years old? What power did you have with them? But it says 12. Okay, makes more sense.
Not transgender, and they were told by my former doctor that I was at very high risk for suicide if they didn't agree to the treatment.
Whoa, that's insane. It's like using suicide as your leverage to get what you want, which is pretty dangerous. If they really care for you, they're gonna fold under the pressure. But it's when you're 12 years old, I'm trying to think what grade I would be in. I'll be middle school. I'll be like 5th grade. And imagine being in 5th grade, not knowing what you want to do in life, not knowing anything, You don't know anything when you're in fifth grade. I don't care what you say. In fifth grade, you have no idea how the world works. And you're going to say, like, oh, I actually feel like a woman. I actually feel like a man. It, it doesn't make sense. Oh, I need these insane drugs that seriously alter my body. And the parents comply with that? You have no idea what you're talking about. The parents should know way better. Your parents should be like, what, 30, 40? They should know a lot better. They're like, oh, you don't know what it's like a phase. Everyone goes through phases, and it's like you should be able to resist the phase sticking, because that is, once you take puberty blockers at that age for that amount of time, it's irreversible. Especially if you undergo surgery, you're done. It's stuck. You can't change it back. And a lot of them, I see some videos, they come out and they regret what they did back then. Like as they grew older, they were like, "Oh, it was a mistake."
And you were not?
No, I was not suicidal at the time, and I only attempted suicide after being on testosterone.
And when you finished, you were roughly how old?
I finished testosterone, or I fully stopped taking testosterone.
Wait. She's suing gender affirming doctors. Okay. I think that makes sense. So it's a she originally. She tried to be a he, a male, and became suicidal. Now she's trying to sue the gender doctors because they did what she wanted them to do. How does that work? It's like I go to the doctor to get my teeth pulled. They pull my teeth, I come out, it's hard to chew, and I'm going to sue them because it's hard to chew. You wanted it, and okay, we got to move on.
Earlier this year.
And when did you decide this was not for you?
Earlier this year, after completing DBT therapy and sort of having to actually process my trauma for the first time, I sort of started thinking about my future and if I wanted to have children, and I couldn't imagine myself as someone's father.
I don't even want to sit here and be like,
oh, she couldn't imagine herself as someone's father. Was being a man too hard? Was not splitting the bill too hard? Did you want to go 50-50? No, I'm just kidding. But when they transfer over, okay, I'm saying transfer like they're transferring school. When they transition over, see how hard it is. They're like, oh, nope, right back. It's like testing the water. She was testing the water. She dipped her toes in. She's like, oh, this is not for me. I don't
you're stupid, you're a fascist, because like that doesn't get anywhere with these people. It's just like there's nothing else to say or do.
Yes.
Okay, if you voted for that, then like I don't understand, and like I'm not even at the place where I'm like, if you voted for that, then I'm cutting you out of my, like I'm not like thinking that. I'm just like, how can I understand like people I know that push that aside to be like, well, our economy or whatever.
I'm going to get drunk today.
I don't really know what she said, but apparently like distancing yourself or like not associating with someone just because they don't align with your political beliefs. It's all a show. Everything is a show. It's nothing about you yourself. Like, yeah, it shows you the beliefs that you have or the values that you have, but mainly it doesn't show everything. It's not like, oh, he's a conservative, he must be this. It's not really that.
And I'm gonna act like an angry black woman because I'm fucking angry! I'm mad! I'm upset! I'm angry as bro! I'm angry, I'm hurt, my feelings are fucking hurt!
What's the point of doing this? Imagine setting your phone up, starting to rage at your phone, talking about your feelings. What was the main goal? What was the main goal? What made you think this is a good idea?
We always finish last. We always come last to everybody.
I'm wondering who she wants to see this. This whole video, I'm just speechless. I'm trying to understand, but I can't. I'm like, what? Who is she trying to show this to? Who is she sending it to? Posting it? Who wants to see this?
My husband and I live off the government. We don't work. And this morning, you know, it's Sunday. This morning, I asked him where he wanted to go eat lunch because we always go out to eat on Sundays. And he sat me down and he said, I think it's best that we stop eating out on Sundays, considering Donald Trump got elected and pretty soon we're going to be without a paycheck because he's not going to give us any more money.
Well, yeah, that's how society works. You can't just live and do nothing. Maybe if you were hunter gatherer, if you're like living in a village, you got to do nothing. But also, they don't have any internet. Most of them, like if you're a hunter gatherer, you're not living under a roof. Hunter gatherer, they move all the time. You don't have a smartphone to scroll on. You're not on TikTok posting videos like this. You have to always be farming. You have to always be looking for food. You can't just eat for free. You're a leech to society. That's what you are. You steal, you pretty much siphon money out of the system. People work hard, they pay taxes, they pay insane amount of taxes to help people in need. I heard a weird sound, but they pay insane amount of tax to feed people really in need to keep the infrastructure running. And you're just here like, oh, we don't have to work. We eat out on Sundays. We just get free money. We don't have to do anything. What's the point? What are you doing? You're just staying stuck. You're stuck in life.
It wasn't until he said that it hit me how much this election affects our family directly.
It won't affect it that much if you're. It won't affect you that much if you. What is this? If you, it won't affect you that much if you were actually working. If you're paying into it, then people are mad. If you're eating from it, that's why people are mad. If pe- if people are paying into it and they see people live for free, how does that make you feel? If you, it's like if you provide someone with food and they waste it, how do you feel? If you give someone money and they just waste it, if you give someone money to help them out and they just spend it on useless shit and then they ask you for more, how do you feel? It makes you mad.
Because now we're both probably going to have to go get a job.
Whoa. You both have to get a job. Never heard of that before. Yeah, you kind of need it. Basic principle of economics is money is a token of value, and you get paid for the amount of value that you provide into the world. If you provide no value, if you're just doing random job, if you're, let's say, a shelf stocker at a grocery store, they don't need 20,000 shelf stockers in one store. It's hard to get a job like that. There's no barrier to entry. You just have to put the items on the shelf. There's no skill to it. But if, let's say, Amazon warehouse, they're using robots now because it's a relatively easy task that they could just automate with robots that move around the warehouse. No pay time off, no vacation. They could work 24/7. There's a bunch of upsides to it. Let me think. No vacation. They don't have to rest. No injury. You just hire a mechanic, just fix it real quick. But that's why all of these are replaced by robots. Like self checkout. It's replacing like four cashiers, one self checkout.
And so we're going to miss time with our kids. We're going to miss time together. It's just devastating.
The main thing is you need to provide value to the world. That's how society works. That's how all of society works. If you're not, it gets relatively difficult to survive. Imagine hunter gathering for a village. If you're hunter gatherer for a village, it's like, oh, if you didn't have a catch today, you could borrow from someone else. That's how human species evolved. They're social creatures that help each other out. But if you're the one that's laying around doing nothing, expecting people to always give you food, it's not going to end well. You'll either be kicked out because you're dragging the team down or you're just not a benefit enough. If you're hunter gatherers, they need to coexist. They need other humans to function, to socialize, to function, to share food, If one has food, if one doesn't, they share. Because the next day, it could be the other way around.
Because before, our country was so great. People could just live off of the government. You didn't really have to work unless you wanted to. But now with
you in order to work, you have to want to work? No, you work because you have to. You can't just live. Bro, she's living in a different world. That's insane.
Trump, he's gonna.
Oh my god. It's There's a certain term for it. It's like industrious person. A very industrious person will have a hard time looking at a lazy person because he expects everything to be optimized, to be most efficient, to make the most amount of money, to be the most useful, to have the most utility. And then when he looks at the lazy person who doesn't care, who doesn't do anything, he looks at them like they're a leech. They're a leech to society.
Force everybody to go to work. And I don't think people realize that how devastating it is to trade your time.
No, really. Yeah. Welcome to the real world. Oh my god. I need a moment. It's people like these that are raising our taxes every year. People that actually work for their money and have their taxes raised more and more. Imagine working your ass off, paying 30 to 40% on taxes just so people like this can live for free. They can not go to work. It almost seems like, why even go to work if they pay for people like this? That's what keeps most people stuck. It's like if they get a job, they get paid okay amount. But if they don't get a job, they get paid more in certain cases and they don't have to work. They get to do whatever they want. And when they do whatever they want, just like our last video, when people don't have jobs, they do more stupid shit. When they do more stupid shit, the society goes downhill.
Time for money when you could have just had money handed to you from the very beginning. It's awful. And now I'm like,
okay, does she not understand where it comes from? Does she think it just appears? Someone has to lose for you to win. Someone has to not have money for you to have money. She just thinks it comes out of nowhere. It's like a game.
we're not even going to have Sunday lunches out.
What is the weirdest thing?
Wow. You know, when I think I'm having a bad time, I always think I could have been born in another country. I could have been born in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Pakistan, Indonesia, somewhere where I'm only making $2 a day. I could have been born somewhere like that and barely afford to live, have to walk around with water bottles as flip flops. I could have been that person, but I'm born in the United States. I'm actually blessed. Her being in the United States, insanely blessed. But she's like, oh, it's not enough, huh?
About conservatives
that they're brainwashed. They're all.
Whoa, what is that? They're brainwashed, huh? Huh? He looks like a voodoo witch.
Cultish.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's something you agree with conservatives on?
Not a damn thing anymore.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Can't name one?
No.
Immigration, free speech, First, Second Amendment?
First and Second Amendment, sure.
Wow, that's insane. I forget the exact term. It's like chakra or something. Like the African witch that casts spells on you, that throws powder on you.
Okay. All right. So we have some agreement.
Oh, he's mad. He's mad. He doesn't want to agree on anything.
At TD Bank, we know it's only human to dream, to think about your future.
Using the word skinny to market products that have fewer calories or are healthier is fat-phobic. Skinny.
Whoa, it's fat-phobic. Whose problem is that? It's like, I have a problem, but instead of fixing it, I want you to not make it bad. Does that make sense? It's like, if I do something bad, if I kill someone, and how do I explain this well? If I do something bad, if I run over a cat, Okay. If I run over a cat, I know it's bad. But now I'm turning around and saying, like, running over a cat is good. You're changing the definition of it. Being fat is not good. It's not good for your health. You're using more resources while there's world hunger. uh, we're more wasteful than anyone. But the main thing is you're unhealthy and you want people to think you're healthy. It's like the new plus size models, it's insane. I'm like, why am I looking at this? The main thing is for them, it's for inclusion. Oh, I don't feel good. I need you to make me feel good by having the bad qualities shown as good.
Pop, skinny cow with the tape measure tied around the waist. And you can try to change the logo, but it's still fat phobic. Skinny girl. Egregious. Just egregious.
Okay, why? Look, why is she mad for people being skinny? They chose to take care of their body, and you chose to not take care of your body, and you expect to get the same treatment? Imagine the models, the runway models, the people that eat, the people that have half a iced coffee and half a kale salad the whole day for like a week. They go through extensive dieting to look that way, and you're just here. You're like triple the size, and you're like, huh, here, look at me. And you expect to be on the runway? You're saying it's fat phobic for not having fat people on the runway?
To make something have fewer calories, less sugar, you say make it skinny? Smoothie King? I hope you can now see how people use fat phobia as a marketing tool. It's not about those options having less calories and less sugar, it's the way.
Marketing tool. Yeah, that means more people want to be skinny. Who? I don't know anyone that wants to be fat. Like, I go on a bulk and a cut sometimes, but like, who wants to be huge? It's hard to walk. It's hard. Like, when I lost a bunch of weight, I was pretty big back then. I was like sixth grade. I was like 170, 160. It's insane. Then I cut down to like 140 in eighth grade, and then back up. Now I'm like sitting at 180. But when you get big, when you get overweight, dude, it's tough to move around. And I looked around, I see other people, they move around so freely. I'm like so effortless. I'm like, oh, that looks so freeing. It's like you have a bunch of hair, you have long hair, you finally cut it off. It feels lighter. Like you could just move around with ease.
Marketing.
Do you think that tax dollars should go towards trans surgeries? Yes.
Because it is a medical necessary surgery.
Oh my God. She could barely talk.
Yes, I agree with that.
Every American tax dollars should go
Is she on a chair or something? Can she walk?
towards trans surgeries.
If we have free health care, then health care should provide everything a person needs.
Okay. Free healthcare. If you have free healthcare, that's kind of like a warranty. It's like money back guarantee. It's like, okay, let's say you buy a car, right? It has a warranty on it up to 4 or 5 years, 60,000 mile warranty. In the fine print, it says you need oil changes every 5,000 miles. Oil change, differential change, transmission change, oil filter change. And if you didn't change them, that means you didn't follow the procedure. And if your car does fuck up, that means they just say, oh, you didn't follow the instructions. We can't guarantee it or give you a warranty for something you neglected care on. So it's like if you have free healthcare, that's a warranty. And if you don't eat by the rules of what they tell you, if you're eating sugar all day, if you're eating chemicals, just a bunch of processed stuff, you shouldn't be able to claim your warranty. You get what I'm saying?
Trans surgeries, whatever else that, they need.
Okay, trans surgeries. Do you really need it? Not really. It's like let's compare it to cars again. Trans surgeries, it doesn't improve anything. It doesn't provide any it doesn't provide any what's it called? Any performance upgrades. The closest thing I could compare that to is hmm, having extra what's it called? Stretch tires or something that hinders performance. But let's continue with this.
It should go because they can't be happy in their own skin.
Okay.
Okay, if you can't be happy in your own skin, changing that doesn't make it better. Like it's like a relationship. If you're not happy by yourself, when you get in a relationship, it doesn't make you happy. It just you are who you are. It doesn't change anything. You have to be happy yourself, and then whatever else is extra.
And they got to be happy in their own skin, and we need to make sure that they are.
An 18-month legal battle just wrapped up in the U.
Picture gender fluid dress wearing Dachshund called Pablo. Lesbian transphobia legal battle. Legal battle over a dog?
UK that cost taxpayers more than £63,000 because someone misgendered a gender fluid dachshund named Pablo. Pablo's owner recently chaired a Zoom call for all LGBTQI.
Oh man, there was a there's a hilarious YouTuber. I think a YouTuber or on Instagram. He would join other people's live streams, and he'll be like, "What gender is your dog? Is it a girl or a boy?" They'll say like, "Oh, it's a boy," and then he'll respond with, "How do you know?" They got him good. How do you know a dog is a boy or girl? If you're trans, you're like, "Oh, it's gender fluid," and they ask you about your dog, you're like, "Oh, it's a boy." It's like taste of your own medicine.
A plus employees of Cambridgeshire City Council, where on this call he said that his dog identified as gender fluid and put on a dress on the animal.
Okay, who's to tell the dog what he is? Gender fluid? If you put a male dog with a female dog, it's gonna mate. It's in this instinct. It's hardwired in. It's only humans that we've developed we've developed a society that is so easy that people could just relax, live off the government, have no problems. And because of that, we make new problems. Instead of waking up deciding like, "Oh, am I going to eat today? Am I going to have water today?" Now we wake up like, "Oh, what gender am I?"
To then create a conversation about gender fluidity. Another employee, who happens to be lesbian, said, "Your dog is male." At which point, Pablo's owner said this: "People mentioned that they were shaking, feeling threatened and horrified with the disrespectful comments." So on behalf of Pablo, this...
Okay, when someone feels disrespected or offended, whose responsibility is it to feel offended? If I offended someone, they blame it on me. While the main thing is you should be able to control your emotions. If you feel hurt, if you feel offended, it's how you take it. If you're confident enough, let's say whatever, let's say you're smart, okay? You have a bunch of achievements, you're smart. You know you're smart. If someone calls you dumb, you could take it. You could accept it, be like, yeah, whatever, because you don't care about what my opinion is. You know you're smart. But if you're not smart and someone says you're dumb, then you start attacking this guy. You're like, "Oh, I'm actually smart." Oh, because you feel hurt. You feel threatened.
Lesbian colleague was then reported for aggressive tones and transphobia and was banned from attending further meetings.
Transphobia. If you feel offended, you should work on your emotional regulation. if you feel really mad, you should stop and take a step back, take a breather, and control it. Because now you're placing the control of your emotions on other people. And you can't control other people. So how does that work? You need to be able to regulate your own emotions.
Or contacting members of this group, so she sued and now has been awarded over £55,000 and had all of her legal costs covered for this. Apparently, it's not against the law, even in the UK, to misgender a dog's gender fluidity.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around. I was like, no way that went through. If that went through, the world is doomed. But gladly, it didn't go through.
You know, people actually thought we were going to have flying cars at this point, or live on Mars, or cure cancer. And instead, here we are.
Instead, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have NPCs, we have GigaChat, we have a lot of things.
Oh my god, it's a person of color. Hi, person of color, are you okay?
Yes.
No, you're not. You're not okay. You are an oppressed, depressed, sad person of color. Oh, you must have such a sad, depressed, oppressed, sad life.
No, I'm actually very successful.
No, you're not. You're not successful. You can't.
Oh, okay. I see what this is. This is like the people here, they're oppressing that image onto these people. Even though they don't have it, they put that mentality onto them. Like, oh my God, you're it's so unfortunate. Let me help you.
Successful in this system, and I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to take care of you. I'm going to post so many Instagram stories.
I don't need you to take care of me.
I'm going to take care of you because I hate the white man as well.
They're actually alright.
Huh. So that means they don't feel heard. This is what I'm thinking right now. They don't feel heard and they want more people on their side. So they're going to force help on other people. They don't need it. They don't want it. But you're going to force help onto them. Be like, "Oh, let me help you." But the main goal is for you to get more people with you against the system. The system. There's no system.
You're a sad, oppressed, depressed, gay person. You are gay. I bet you're gay as well. I'm here to take care of.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store.
Emily was right. Emily was pregnant all along. This is my beautiful wife, Emily. Yes, she is a mannequin.
This is Sean. He lives in America with his mannequin wife Emily and his 3 doll children.
Oh no. Oh no. That's so bad.
Twins little Shawnee and Tawny. His 3rd child is yet to be revealed.
Oh my God. You know what I'm thinking right now? Looking at this, I'm like, society is doomed. If the world continues on this path and more people turn out to be like this, the world is doomed. The main thing for life is human procreation. Like, it's not that humans were created to procreate. It's more like the sperm made the human to procreate easier. Like, even with crabs, even with fish, they made that organism to procreate easier. A fish isn't going to procreate easier on land, so to say. So, like, we're adapted for land, fish is adapted for water. But the main thing is for the sperm to procreate, or the sperm to enter the egg and make a new being, like the offspring.
This right here.
But when we have this, it's like when the fake thing, I forget the term, but it's like when the fake thing is better than the real thing, or easier than the real thing, and you can get it like that. It's just detrimental to nature.
Is our newborn baby we just had last month. We're not saying the gender of this baby because we're going to let the baby decide.
Oh, really? You're going to let a plastic baby decide what the gender is? It's definitely not made in China by people that don't really care. They just make it. They just put parts together. Like, oh, this is what and honestly, it probably doesn't have a gender. If you look down there, it's just reduce cost.
When the baby gets old enough, what the baby wants to identify.
Oh my god, this guy can't be serious. What does his hat say? The Sean or Show? No way. That baby is not gonna age. It's made out of plastic. It's gonna be here for like 10,000 years, 50,000 years.
Sean claims to love Emily and enjoys dancing with her, spending the holidays together and playing with her younger brother Simon.
He just got out of the juvie a couple months ago. This is not my son. This is Emily's little brother.
He shares his life with his unconventional family on TikTok
No way. And challenges anyone that judges him.
and challenges anyone that judges him.
My wife Emily, we've been married almost a year now. Best year of my life. Hardly ever argue. Don't get.
Oh my god. I can't imagine meeting someone like this. Honestly, I would just walk away. Like,
In many fights at all. It's
yeah, maybe because she doesn't talk.
great. She barely even talks.
Yeah, if she talked, that means you have like schizophrenia. That means you have a problem.
What do you think?
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me.
Father rips into Vista Unified School. Let me see what it said. Activists, Seance. I don't think that this assignment should ever be taught to children. Yes, it doesn't do anything other than groom them. It makes sense. It's like you're born with the idea like, oh, I'm a boy. Oh, I'm a girl. But like it's just what it is. It's just a hard fact. You can't change it. But now they're saying like, oh, it's optional. You could feel like this, you could feel like that. Now they have the impression like, oh, I'm not this. Like, oh, it's their mind starts to wander like, oh, this is not me. And it doesn't work like that.
I am here to talk about an assignment that was showed into my daughter's classroom. I'm going to read the assignment. I do have a picture, but that's
Activity direction. Stand in a circle. Each of you is now gay or lesbian, and you are about to begin your coming out process. You cannot talk for the rest of this activity. What? And you're stand in a circle. Each of you is now gay or lesbian. You just stand in a circle. About to begin your coming out process. You cannot talk for. What are you supposed to do? Just stand in a circle? I would just sit out. Like, I had a class. They were like, "Oh, it's an insanely liberal professor." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna talk about your name, your major, your interests, and your pronouns." I just skipped the pronouns list. Like, they went down the list. You're supposed to introduce yourself, your pronouns, and once it reached me, I just stopped the pronoun. Everyone before me said the pronouns because the professor told them to. But when it got to me, I was like, I just skipped it. I'm like, oh, actually, when it came to pronouns, I think I was like that guy. I'm like, I just said that guy and I just skipped it because you're not. I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not playing charades in here. So after I went, then everyone else they just skipped the pronouns part because they realized like, oh, I don't have to say that. But people before they didn't know. It was so annoying.
neither here nor there. It says stand in a circle. Each of you is now gay or lesbian, and you're about to begin your coming out process. You cannot talk for the rest of this activity. I don't see how this is part of the California curriculum for education. There's nothing that it does other than groom children. It's not okay. It's disgusting, and it should not be allowed.
We need more people like this. Like it says, we need more fathers like this. Because if you don't have people like this, when you're younger, you don't know anything. You don't know any better. So whatever the teachers tell you, you just accept it as truth. Even in college, I would ask a bunch of questions. It was like mainly economics, environmental. I know a good amount, but some things I just wanted to ask the professor out of curiosity. And their answers were underwhelming. When I was younger, I thought, oh, teachers knew everything. They don't. They know just enough to teach you the same stuff they were taught and they don't add anything new. That's the problem. They get taught what their teachers taught them and that teachers before them. It's like they go to school to go to school to go to school. Nothing new gets added. There's no real life experience. There's no You get more done with action. But the main thing I'm trying to talk about is they don't the kids don't know any better. And if they don't know the actual truth, which is like I'm I'm just a normal person, they get groomed like the clip before. I think it was a couple clips before this. It's like, oh my God, you're oppressed. They're forcing that frame onto them. And if you don't know your own frame, like for my college class, for example, I knew my own frame. I'm like, dude, I don't use any pronoun. So I just stopped using it. If you didn't do that, you would be the people before me that just complied with it. Like, oh, I'm she, her, I'm he, him. You would comply for that, with that. But for me, I had my own frame. I'm like, I'm not saying that. And if you don't, for kids especially, they're all gonna say like, oh, I'm he, him, I'm she, her, and after a while, that just becomes who they are. So that's terribly bad.
I was told by the vice principal of Rancho the first time I called that it was not part of the curriculum. I then emailed Dr. Villarreal. He emailed me back saying, oh no, this is definitely part of the curriculum, this specific activity. Then he had one of his other vice principals call me to confirm that it was really part of this curriculum.
That's insane. It's like you believe something, believe it all you want, but I don't want you to force it down on me to be like, oh, you have to believe this too. You get to believe whatever you want, but why are you forcing it on other people?
I have tried to get into contact with Dr. Villarreal over the phone about 7 times, 8 times, and just failed every single time. He has not reached out to me himself.
Oh wow. So he's trying to lie to this parent, but like, oh yeah, it is part of the curriculum, but it's really not. He's They referenced another, probably a friend or something, that's like, oh yeah, it's part of the curriculum. But when he tried to put them together into a call so the truth can be revealed, they refuse.
Personally, other than the first email contact that we had. I've reached out to Dr. Matt Doyle. I do understand that we will be having a meeting between January 6th and the 13th, I believe. So there is that. I don't think that this assignment should ever be taught to any children. It does not do anything other than groom them. Should not be allowed. Anybody who teaches this should be fired immediately. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's basically like a spy. Like you're working in this place or you're in another country. You're doing one thing, you're showing one thing. Like you're supposed to help that country, but in the meantime, you're actually sabotaging it. That's what he's trying to get at.
Just so that you know, if you've not spoken before, we can't respond from the dais.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Wow. But that sums it up for today. Woke people compilation. You cringe, you lose. Definitely lost 30 plus times. I just couldn't. That wraps it up. I'll see you next time.